Hey guys, it's July Q2 updates, where everything's at, and as we continue to navigate Lexington 97 and getting that restabilized and back up to snuff, I can tell you that we've completed every one of our action plans, with the exception of the purchase of East Washington, and the only reason is the repairs and the shape that the property was in after inspection was far worse than what we anticipated. And so we're renegotiating those prices or the price. It's a much older couple. They've traveled, they've done a lot of vacationing, and they have no technology. And so everything has to be done almost face to face. So that moves a little bit slow, but we've positioned ourselves that when the time comes, our patients, and right now we couldn't do anything with the property. We're not in a position to do anything necessarily with the property other than just control the asset. And I feel like we have good control over the asset right now from someone else taking it. And our current property management company has done a fantastic job of controlling some of the riffraff that was causing problems before, at that particular location. And so anyway, that being said, is we're heading in a beautiful direction. Everything continues to stabilize, which is what we want, and to get us back to where we are priming again on this property. The good news is we have a great equity position, and that equity position is just going to continue to grow. I appreciate your all's patience. This is the long play. We had to pull off a lot of band-aids. We had to do some triage, and it's been a tough road. A lot of things, I think, in every great investment, you have a lot of good investments that are out there, and then you got tough investments, and then you got those investments that become phenomenal investments because you withstood the test of time and you just outlasted, you outsmarted, and you outled people along the way. And that's what we're doing with Lexington 97. Obviously, you know my affinity for just Kentucky and Lexington as a whole. So I'm all in as an investor with you guys, and as someone who believes wholeheartedly in these properties and what we're continuing to do for the long haul. And that's what we did base this upon, not the short term, but the long haul. So let me go ahead and dive in, just give you all a quick update of where we're at. Um, we're continuing to pay out right now until I feel as if we have everything back above where we need it, which I want all of the properties back above 90% occupancy. And once we get back to that point, I'll start distributions again, based upon what we have in place and everything that we have going on. But we've made a lot of progress over the last 3 to 5 months. So I appreciate your all's patience. Just continue to hang in there and just know that, if I stop believing, I'll tell you, and I have not stopped believing, because these properties are fantastic, and everyone that's involved in this process and all the blood, sweat, and tears that we put all believes the same thing. Otherwise, we would have just cut bait and moved on. But that is not the case here, whatsoever. So let me go ahead and dive in, share this with you guys. All right, here we go. Lexington 97. As always, want to give you a quick financial update, an update on where the current mortgage balances are at, where any property updates and project updates that we have going on, current market values, and account information. Current account information currently at 172,983.45, 26,934 is our operating account currently have in place. We like to go over all of where's our occupancy at right now, because that's our number one concern, is continuing to get our occupancy both up and stabilized. We really worked hard in last quarter getting occupancy up. Now it's all about getting stabilized. And so let's see where we ended up at. We're currently at 9% delinquency, which is a very solid number. Very pleased with where everybody is at there. Springview, it fluctuates. And we've got a couple of things that are continuing to grow and improve there as far as our process is concerned. We're at 83% now, and like I said, it fluctuates. We've had it above 90% in just the last handful of months. And then we have some turnover, we have some student turnover, we have just some job force turnover. But we're currently at 83%. We do have some pre-lease and we have applications. We anticipate that being back over 90%. here within the next 30 days. The lofts have come a long way. Holy cow. We were that was our property that we had the storm damage on, and we are pressing in to where here in the next 30 days I feel very confident we're going to be up over 90% there. And the same thing with Studio 28. We had to go in, they when we started remodeling and doing a lot of the turns and a lot of the updates in Studio 28 that we'd anticipated. They required us for some of the subsidized housing that we utilize for Studio 28. They required us to change out quite a bit of the electric work, which was a surprise. But long term, once again, it's going to be so worth it. And so we've got that in place. And I know we have a ton of applications that are just ready as we continue to get everything passed through codes and on all the electric and getting those turns knocked out. And so I believe Q3, we're going to see everything pressing up there at that 90% plus occupancy. I have all the faith in the world, and it's not unjustified faith or just extreme optimism. It's things I just feel, and I know the momentum from our property managers that we talk to on a consistent basis. And then I've got our director and also our new COO are going up there on Tuesday to spend time both in Louisville and Lexington, but spend time with these guys because we just have all this beautiful momentum going and we want to keep it going. So I appreciate you guys for believing in us and staying committed for the long haul, and it's certainly paying off for sure. Current mortgage is at $5,433,599. Current market value is right at 8.4 million. That puts us in an equity position of $2,966,401. Part of our financial plan is to get rent rates up to 900. We believe very confidently that once we get stabilization, we can start the increase, which our goal is to have us pressing to that as we head into 2026, which would be a beautiful increase that will take our market value, which at the time when we did our capital call, we were right at 8.1 million, but just because of the increase in the influx, we're right at 8.4 million on a current market evaluation, and then we could press up to 10 million in short order, which is a beautiful position for us from an equity position. It's going to take us from currently 2.9 million to 4.6 million. We'll be able to refinance, recapitalize ourselves here within, hopefully within the next 12 to 24 months, and then everything becomes right with the world again. Our next update will be October 25th by the end of that month. And then I want to introduce you to Brian Herbert, longtime friend, investor into several of our properties, and is currently, I mean, he's pot committed too, meaning he's put his own money into our properties. He didn't get in early with us on Lexington 97, but he's put in to several properties of ours, him and his wife. And then Brian Heller is our new COO, comes with unbelievable pedigree, unbelievable experience. And he is going to do a phenomenal job of holding everybody's feet to the fire of our expectations and what we are desiring as we continue to move and our company as a whole to 5,000 doors. We want 1,000 doors in the Lexington market and in four other markets of ours. And he is going to play a major role in bringing in and incorporating our technology, our new technology. He has a strong affinity towards AI. He's going to be incorporating that. But the biggest thing is man, his structure and system and the accountability to hold to our expectations is going to be off the charts. I'm so pumped about having him on board. So appreciate you guys. As always, if you ever need anything, if you have any questions, do not ever hesitate to give me a call. And hope you all have a fantastic day. We'll talk soon.